What's up, fam? Before we start this episode, let me ask you something. What did sports really teach you? Was it just about winning games? Or was it about discipline, resilience, and learning how to get back up when life knocks you down? Because the truth is, the scoreboard eventually shuts off. Oh yeah, the crowd will disappear and the uniform comes off. But the lessons you learn in that locker room, those lessons, yeah, they follow you into your career, your family, and the way you lead your life. So today, fam, we're talking about the lessons from the sports that never leave you. Welcome back to Locker Rooms to Life. This is the podcast where we take the lessons learned in sports and apply them to the game of life. Because the truth is, the uniform eventually comes off. The crowd noise fades, the scoreboard shuts off, but the lessons, those stay with you. For many of us who played sports growing up, football, track, basketball, baseball, the game shaped who we are. It taught us discipline. It taught us teamwork. It taught us accountability. But eventually, every athlete faces the same moment. Yep, that moment when the game ends and life begins. The question becomes, what do you do with the lessons after the locker room? For a lot of athletes, identity gets wrapped up in the sport. You're known as the running back, the linebacker, the point guard, maybe the sprinter. And for years, that title follows you everywhere you go. But one day, the game stops. And when it does, many athletes struggle with the same question. Who am I now? Because when the uniform comes off, you're no longer defined by stats, trophies, or championships. You're defined by character. You're defined by discipline. You're defined by how you show up in everyday life. And the athletes who transition well are the ones who understand something important. Sports was never supposed to be their entire identity. Yeah, sports was supposed to prepare them for life. Fam, do you know one of the greatest gifts sports gives us is discipline? Early mornings, hard practices, conditioning drills nobody enjoys, film sessions, repetition over and over again. And at the time, it feels like it's just about winning games. But you know, later in life, you realize something very powerful. That discipline was preparing you for everything else, like work, family, leadership, responsibility. Because life, it don't hand out any trophies, but it does reward consistency. The same discipline it took to train for a game, yeah, hard knocks, is the discipline it takes to build a life. Do you know that one of the hardest transitions any athlete makes is moving from competition into everyday life? When you're playing, everything is structured. Practice schedules, game days, goals, yeah, a team around you. But when the playing days end, that structure disappears. And if you're not careful, you can lose direction. But the truth is, the competitive mindset doesn't have to end. It just has to shift. Instead of competing on the field, you compete in life. You compete to be a better father. You compete to be a better leader, a better example. Yeah, the arena may change, but the mindset stays the same. Fam, Let's talk about something every athlete experiences at some point. Injury or disappointment. Maybe it's a pulled muscle, a torn ligament, a bad game, getting benched, or missing an opportunity you worked hard for. In sports, these moments hurt, not just physically, but mentally. Because you love the game, being sidelined can feel like everything stops. But here's where sports teaches one of its greatest lessons: the comeback. Athletes learn something powerful during recovery, like patience, determination, perseverance. You learn how to rebuild. You learn how to trust the process. You learn how to show up every day, even when progress feels slow. And when you finally return, you're not just the same athlete. You're stronger mentally. That same determination shows up in the real world. So when a job doesn't work out, when a business fails, when life throws unexpected challenges your way, the same grit that gets athletes through that tough rehab, that grind. Yep, that's the same grit, the same grind that gets a person through life's setbacks. Yeah, sports teaches you that getting knocked down is just a part of the journey. But staying down, that's a choice. And the real champions on the field and in life, yeah, they always find a way to get back up. Let me ask you something. What does sports teach you about losing? Because if you played long enough, you lost. I've lost games we should have won. I've trained hard and still came up short. I've been doubted, overlooked, counted out. But sports teaches something powerful. Failure is feedback. Losing exposes what winning hides. Pressure reveals preparation. So when life hands you a loss, what do? Do you fold? Or do you film study it? Some of you think you're failing, but you're not failing. You're being trained. The loss isn't the end, it's the lesson. Okay, here's the bigger question. What are you building now? Because when the trophies gather dust, what remains? It's not the stats. It's not the applause. It's not the highlight reel. Yep, it's the impact. The people you mentor, the lives you influence, the discipline you model. Legacy isn't what you did. It's what continues because you did it. So ask yourself this. If someone studied your life, what would they learn? That's the real scoreboard. For me, the game didn't end when I stopped playing. It just changed roles. I went from being a player to a coach, to a teacher, to a mentor, to an official, and to someone who motivates others through the lessons sports taught me. And I learned something along the way. Standing on the sideline, that teaches you things you never see in the huddle. Now, as a coach, you see potential before the player they sees it. As a mentor, you're shaping character, not just correcting plays. And as an official, you learn something powerful: composure. Because when everyone else is emotional, you have to remain steady. But over time, I realized something. My impact grew when my ego started to shrink. As a player, the focus was on my performance. But as a coach, a mentor, a leader, the focus became on helping others develop. Now that's when the game becomes bigger than you. Fam, let me share something personal. I've lived with type 1 diabetes for 45 years, and I did it while running track, playing baseball, and playing football. So while competing, there were days I had to check my blood sugar before, during, and after practice. Moments when my body didn't feel right. Challenges most people around me, they never saw. But I made a decision early. This condition would be managed. It would not manage me. Sports taught me discipline, but diabetes demanded it. Monitoring, preparation, awareness. I had to be accountable to my body. And here's the bigger lesson. We all have something. Some obstacles, some challenge, some weight that we carry. The question isn't, why me? Yeah, the question is, will I use it as an excuse or as motivation? Living with diabetes didn't weaken me. It sharpened me. It made me more disciplined, more aware, more mentally tough. And it showed me that even with challenges, you still can compete. You still can lead. And yes, you still can win. The locker room teaches lessons most classrooms never will. Discipline, resilience, teamwork, accountability. And those lessons, they don't expire when the season ends. They carry into life. So whether you're an athlete, you're a coach, a parent, or someone just trying to grow, remember this: the game may end, but the lessons don't. This is Locker Rooms to Life, and I'll see you in the next episode. Oh yeah.